It was still dark when Arjun woke. No alarm, no calendar buzz. Just a quiet restlessness that rose in him like a tide. The apartment felt foreign in the silence. Too neat, too sterile. The plants on his balcony were overwatered or dying. The only thing that seemed alive was the small paper bag on the kitchen counter, the one he'd taken home from Café Varna yesterday. He brewed it slowly, carefully, like a ritual, letting the aroma fill the spaces where ambition had once lived. This time he didn't go to the office. He didn't even text in an excuse. Instead, he drifted on foot through the old neighborhoods of Indiranagar, where the streets still held remnants of who he used to be. He passed a faded billboard advertising an old music festival he once attended in college. The wall behind it was peeling, revealing graffiti beneath, a skeletal hand holding a wilted flower. Somehow it made him stop. He turned a corner and found himself standing in front of his old apartment. Third floor, with the rusty green balcony. It had been converted into a co-working hub now, with frosted glass and QR code entry. But he could still see his old windows behind the new branding. He remembered nights when he and his roommates would argue about politics until dawn, when their biggest crisis was splitting rent or chasing freelance gigs. He stood frozen, his reflection caught in the slick glass door, watching a stranger walk by wearing his face. A security guard inside gave him a puzzled glance. Arjun nodded politely and turned away, not embarrassed but disoriented. He walked on, past the chai stall that once served as their evening think tank. It was still there, only the faces had changed. A group of young men sat around it now, laughing loudly over something on a phone screen. For a moment, he felt like he was watching a reel of his own past, but with the sound muted. Back home, a strange inertia took over. He pulled down a suitcase from his top shelf, not to pack but to open. It hadn't been touched in years. Inside he found a scattered past, college notebooks with coffee stains and scribbled ideas, a faded theater ticket from a play he had once cried at, a printed copy of a short story he never finished writing. He sat on the floor, the suitcase open like a wound, artifacts of an older self exposed. His phone lit up again. Calendar ping. Team sync at 3 p.m. He pressed dismiss without reading the details. For hours, he sat amid the remains of who he had been, his coffee growing cold beside him. He wasn't sure if this was nostalgia or grief, but it was real. More real than the pitch deck waiting on his laptop, or the endless strategy calls lined up in his inbox.